Friday, Taiwan saw the worst train accident in over 70 years. A truck slipped down a slope and went onto tracks that derailed a train that was going into a tunnel. This ended up killing at least 50 people and injuring over 200. Now, with me today to talk about this accident is National Jiao University Associate Professor of Civil Engineering, Shan Hsin-yu. Now, Professor Shan, can you tell us what went wrong at this accident? Obviously, there shouldn't have been a truck parked on a slope right above the train tracks, right?
No. The failure is caused by the failure of the safety management system at the construction site. We have labor safety regulations that inhibit parking any equipment or crane trucks on sloping ground. For access ramp into the construction site, we need to have preventative measures to prevent slipping off the ground of the truck. However, unfortunately, although the driver himself is the site manager at the construction site, he just parked the truck at the wrong place, and he didn't pull up the handbrake and didn't put any wheel block under the wheels. For whatever reason, the truck just moved and slipped off the ramp onto the track of the train, and the disaster happens. It's not just an unsafe act, it is a failure of the whole safety management system.
So it was negligence on the driver's part and also on the contractor's part. And would you also say the Taiwan Railways Administration, they were not overseeing the situation?
There are three parties involved in such a construction site. There is a design and oversight consulting company, there is a general contractor, and there is a dedicated project management team, okay? And these parties are responsible for identifying or recognizing the risk at the construction site. They should bring up a different way to prevent the accidents from happening, okay? For example, if you have an access ramp that close to the tracks, then you may need to install preventative barriers along the ramp. So even if the equipment or truck will slip, it will not slip down the ramp. For us, it is just a failure of setting up all these multiple layers of defense to prevent the accidents from happening.
What do you think can be done and should be done to prevent future accidents like this?
Okay, comparing to Rapid Transit Company or Taiwan High-Speed Rail Company, Taiwan Rail Company is an old company. It lacks modernized safety management systems from the construction of the rails, from buying trains, from maintenance and operation, and so on. So it needs to reorganize its structure and set up a dedicated safety management department and maybe adapt modern safety standards, for example, the European Code EN 50126, okay, and try to modify its current regulation systems and operating systems. I think currently this is the most important issues that they need to look at, and they can do it right away.
You know, just a couple years ago in 2018, there was a derailment in Yilan. Have you seen any progress since that derailment?
They have a so-called full examination of TRA, and they listed more than 100 issues that need to be addressed. According to the Executive Yuan, they have done maybe 100 items, but unfortunately, these 100 items or more than 100 items are all patchworks. They didn't really look at the systematic problem at the core of the TRA, okay? So they didn't address the issues, for example, need to set up a safety department within, and or adapting a new safety codes. They didn't do any of that.
So do you think that the government and the TRA will make reforms going forward?
I think they have the will, but I don't know whether if they have the required knowledge or skill. They may need to hire experts from maybe from the universities, or maybe they even need to have experts from, for example, from Britain or France, um, those companies, or Japan, okay, all of these companies that running railways around the world have more advanced safety management systems than TRA. Maybe they should seek their help. Yeah.
Mm. And I know you wrote an article about Taiwan's safety culture,
Yeah.
that it's not something that we as a people, as a
Mhm.
nation value.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. Because the direct cause of this tragedy is the Unsafe Act. Okay. Now, most of us, or most of Taiwanese people, didn't pay too much attention to safety. Okay, we violate safety regulations every single day. That's the underlying theme of this accident. Unfortunately, there's no simple way to improve or to culture the so-called safety culture. We need to do this by education, basically, but maybe through legal systems or safety regulations. But more importantly, is still the education, especially family education. For example, the school education teacher may teach well math, English, physics, and so on, but seldom do any teachers teach about safety. The same thing as the parents. The parents themselves may not be the best role model for the kids because every day our parents double park or make crazy U-turns while they drop off their kids or pick up their kids from schools, and they feel comfortable with that. And these reckless acts is very unsafe. But fortunately, not too many people are hurt by these unsafe acts, so they do it every day. If you need to have a safety culture, then I'll say let's just start by the parents. Okay, do it yourself. Be good role models to your kids, or else it's like a bad gene that passed on from generation to generation. We never stop that. Okay, we
Mhm.
need to stop it today. Yeah.
That's a very good reminder. I mean, about the way we drive or the way we cross the street. These are little things that could affect other people's lives.
Yeah, it's like just like this accident. Yeah, just the little things that slips your mind, and then the accident has happened. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Professor Hsin-yu at National Tung University. He's a professor of civil engineering. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Natalie.